As we head into our first flexible instruction day, I thought I'd take a moment to memorialize the lesson that I did. It's the first time I've ever done an online lesson. And one of the things I believe is that if the state is going to continue to approve flexible instruction days, we're going to have to prove that the instruction we're doing online is equivalent to the instruction we would be doing in the classroom. That means that we can't treat Schoology as a web page where we simply upload a workshop or a quick instruction to read a page. This should be an actual lesson. There should be teacher direct instruction, there should be student practice, and there should be some collaboration. And with the electronic tools that we have available to us, there's no reason why that shouldn't happen. So I've made a few changes to Schoology. Normally when my students would come to Schoology, they would land here on this page. This is the materials page, and in the upcoming column, they can see everything that's due day by day, and they can click those links and they can move ahead. Unfortunately, I have no control over the order in which these show up in a given day. And so here it says Unit Launch Check Quiz. If students haven't watched an instructional video that I prepared for this, they won't do very well on the check quiz. The video that I have for today is on a page in Schoology. It's not an assignment. I can't tell whether or not students have watched it or not other than if they click on that page. And so what I've done is I've changed things here. There's obviously the FID instruction days here, and I have all 5 days planned out. These are not visible to students yet, but it's Monday, March 16th, and this one is. And if I click on that link, you'll see that all of the instructions are in here. But I want to show something else first. I changed in Schoology the landing page that students see. So at least for the next week while students are doing FID days, when they come to Schoology, Schoology is going to land on this updates page. And in this updates page, I have this ability to post messages to students directly and even send them out to their phones as an announcement. I use this every weekend. Every weekend comes along and I'll do something called Weekend Update. Stole it from Saturday Night Live. It's not as funny as Chevy Chase, but students can come in here and they get the updates, and I'm going to open this one up so they can read it. This is where I have the same information that's in the FID Day folder. We have an explanation of what we're doing. It's a new unit that we're starting today, and I worked really hard to make sure that we're going to launch the unit in the same way we would normally launch the unit in class. Explains to the students that I'm going to be available if they have any questions. And then down here at the bottom are the step-by-step instructions. And I don't know how many people know this, but you can include links from Schoology in Schoology. So you don't just have to have external links. If you go to a Schoology page in one browser window and copy the URL that's up the window at the top, the address bar, you can then use that link here. So our units always start off with an overview sheet. And the overview sheet is generally something that I do photocopy and hand out, but I always provide the PDF in Schoology. And that will include things like the title of the unit essential question, which always becomes the basis of the essay at the end of the unit, background knowledge that we'll go over today with the video, and then every reading selection that's going to be in the unit along with each lesson essential question, a little bit about the author, but we'll cover more of that as the unit goes on, and then the terms that we need for this unit. These are literary terms in this case. And so all of my students are going to have that. I'm going to go back to the updates page. And unfortunately, it's a little annoying because I've got to open this up every time I come in here. Again, we scroll down. And I made a video for today. I took, normally in class, I would use Pear Deck. I had to back that up a little bit to take it back to PowerPoint. I actually used Keynote because I was working on my Mac, but you could use PowerPoint, and then exported that to a video. And it has my narration with it. I put that on YouTube, and then embedded the YouTube video right here. So students are going to be able to click here. They're going to see the very same slides that we would do if we were going through this in class, and they'll hear my discussion of each slide as we go through that. I could have posted just the slides, but the slides are full of bullet points that aren't going to make sense to the students. Slides, I always tell students, the bullet points are really for me to cue me on what we must discuss, and then I guide the discussion as we go from there. So Need to open that up one more time. And if we scroll down now, after they review the video, there's going to be a check quiz to make sure that they actually watch the video. I can't actually put a link for that. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. I don't know. When I make a link and I click the link because I'm logged in as a teacher, it takes me to the quiz dashboard where you actually write and create the quizzes and adjust all the settings. So I'm not sure if that link works for students or not. So in this particular case, students will have to come up here and click the link that's under upcoming. That's what they're used to doing most of the time anyway. I have a link to a enrichment reading on Newsella. I normally would just link to the outside assignment. In this case, because it's FID day, what I actually linked to was the explanation of the assignment that's in Schoology, and then the link to leave this and go to the online content provider is here. Almost finished here. So we go back one more time. Again, I need to open that up again so we can see it. And finally, there's the online discussion, which we've all been asked to do to help account for attendance today. But it's not just attendance. It's a discussion based on what happened in class today, and it provides some of that interactivity that we're losing by not being face-to-face. And then one other thing that I'll be able to check, I don't know how many teachers are aware of it, but over here on the left, you have a button that says Analytics. And if you click that Analytics, you're going to be able to see the most recent access that students have made to Schoology. So you're going to find out the last time they were in Schoology at all, and then the last time they accessed your course materials. And so I'm afraid as the week progresses, we're going to find some students are absent without leave. I'm afraid there are a few that we're not going to see. They put their heads down, they put their fingers in their ears, and they refuse to answer the telephone to hear those skylarks. Anyway, that's what I'm doing. Like I said, I wanted to memorialize this because we're going to move on. And once this lesson day passes, it sort of fragments, goes into the grade book, and I may not ever be able to show it as it is again.